I'm looking at that instead of your camera. Mom said that if you...
Hurry up, get the birds up, Bert.
If you show her in the camera, she'd be mad.
Oh, you mean like that?
Yes, that's what she said.
Is that what you said?
That's what I said.
Okay, then I'll make sure not to do that.
Okay, thanks.
You sure?
Sure.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm trying to go over some IEPs, so you should turn that off.
Some who's?
It's not
IEPs,
even. It's not even on, Jamie.
plans. Yes, it is.
Oh, you sure I shouldn't take a picture of those IEPs?
No, because they're private, confidential.
What does that mean?
Well, you may have something to blackmail these kids with.
Oh, kind of like I'll have something to blackmail you with, huh, Jamie?
They blackmail me.
Oh, okay.
I could get fired.
Having fun?
He's not talking.
No, he's driving.
I like that. Paul Joseph, can I have that camera?
No?
Okay. If I took it and you didn't notice, though.
No.
So you didn't tell me how much it would run.
Average cost now, you could get one. I don't know what this one would run exactly anymore, but you can get a pretty good camcorder nowadays for $500-600 bucks.
Gotta loosen the hat.
Yeah.
She's
Where's that one? Right here.
$850, something like that. I don't remember exactly. Maybe 900. I don't remember after I buy something, you know.
But Brian says, well, no, she does.
Singing Bridge.
Yeah. That was the bridge I was expecting.
Okay. Haven't changed it anyway.
Well, it used to be have a span over.
Yeah. It's still singing.
Huh?
This is still a singing bridge.
Oh, okay. Where?
On the side of the tomato.
How long has it been since you've been back here?
Oh,
20 years? Longer?
I don't think 20, but it's been longer than 12.
No,
longer
12
than-
you were 20.
Let's see,
12 years ago,
13, probably about 15 years.
Really? When you were 16, 17, you came back?
I think I came back for a short time. I'm not sure exactly where to.
I didn't remember you ever coming back since you were about 10 or 12.
I know that it was since 1980 anyway.
Oh, I'd have to say,
Did we come back to Dwayne's camper?
Yeah.
That would have been around 81 or 2, wouldn't it, Paul?
yeah.
You had the green one? The white with the green?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. about 16 years ago.
I was closer than you.
That's true. How close are the Grams?
Half my life ago. How's that sound?
5 minutes?
It's scary, isn't it?
Are we 5 minutes to Grandma's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You better get up.
Yeah.
Let it all go down your head, huh?
Yes, Mom was crying.
Were you crying?
Yes, that's not. You were crying.
I was crying too.
Woke me up. Oh, loud.
Why did you bring that?
I didn't. That's Dad's.
Here.
Mother,
What's
you should know me better. That was Opa Lopa. Opa Lopa. Just come. Are you putting music to the background, Paul Joseph?
Yes.
Is this so he can get back here when he's old and wants to visit Grandma? When you have moved on.
Yes. She'll fade away. I'll go long before her.
Just one of those.
See this building here?
Huh?
This building here used to be a schoolhouse.
Oh, yeah?
Single room schoolhouse, and there was the outhouse right there.
That little,
Yeah.
that little building?
No, the little building was the outhouse, but the white building. was
These
the
two homes were
schoolhouse.
built.
They were rebuilt, you know, they refurbished it into a house.
Was it a male teacher or a lady?
Don't you think?
Does it matter?
This is male ones were anal. Only because I watched Little Women and know. And they said women were nothing.
Only because what?
I watched
She
Little
watched
Women
Little Women and got her education
on the old.
about teachers, male school teachers.
But you know what? I think the whole town was pretty bad because, well, not.
Well,
their
since
town.
I didn't see it, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Which is probably best.
Don't be mean.
It's a man. I was trying to put it on. It's not now. Doing it on LG. We go both for now.
I have another riddle for you. There's Grandma's driveway. I know this. I recognized it. Paul Joseph wouldn't have known it.
Wouldn't have known what?
That's Grandma's driveway right there.
I wouldn't have?
Nope. I'm better.
Well, I might have. You never know.
Nope, I could recognize it from far off.
That you are.
Can you imagine having to back down this?
You're going to have to do that later, Jamie.
Okay.
I've done it a few times, Jamie.
You have? Why?
Got stuck up here in the knoll, right up here.
Why?
I get right up
Past
to.
it.
Why? I don't remember that.
I would get right to about right in here.
Yeah. And it just
Why?
The water used to come out of the side, freezing ice.
Oh. Really?
well, but what?
Oh, the garage is gone, huh? Long time, I guess.
So is the barn
The
gone.
barn's gone.
Oh,
the garage
hell.
is gone.
It doesn't look the same anymore.
Look how big these trees are now.
Oh,
Remember
wow.
how those were? Now you know she's got a broken clavicle.
You know, there's
Oh, Joseph.
Yes, I know.
mud right here, Dad.
I remember you telling me that.
I didn't know. That's good thinking.
Who decorated Grandma's?
Probably Nancy.
It'll be okay.
Well, that's my red shirt behind. That's why.
Oh, that's why?
Yeah.
It was
Oh, there.
See?
It's focused right now. That's good.
See?
Very nice.
I think so. I like this camera. This works very good for when you're taking pictures of children, because they're going, look.
Yeah.
I had Brittany going so much on this.
Mhm.
You know.
Well, listen here.
Now you can play that backhand too, right?
Oh yeah. I like giving you grief.
I have such cheeks for her.
That's Eva Rush and Casper Fleck,
Let's see. Eva Rush and Casper Fleck.
which is your great grandparents
In
on Grandma Stover's side.
right. Around 1904.
Correct.
Hmm.
And I think that was taken at the studio in Catania. I'm not sure. But
Yeah, this one isn't showing up too good because it's kind of grainy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
how do you see this? I can't see.
It's because of the flash and everything. It's just showing up
It
grainy.
flashed out the picture,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh.
I can't get any
So
closer
probably
than
she
that
just
with
takes
that.
off
And
Oh, well, if you can't take it, that's all
Has
right.
it-
I just don't.
Has it made?
but I got it on here, but
How good is it doing on
Well,
there?
if
Actually,
if it
I
was
can
laid
use-
on something dark, would it be better?
not really because it's what it was doing was the flash was washing out this part here in the center.
I see.
The flash was coming off of
All
that
right,
because
then
it's
why don't we lay something around
no, it's in the center of the picture, the actual
It's
picture
reflecting
itself.
off the picture,
And
the flash
Yes.
off the picture.
Grandma, what's your middle name?
Myrtle Alice Louise.
Alice?
No.
Yes. I'll tell you about it. My name, I was named for Aunt Myrtle, Athelot's wife, and I was named for Aunt Mary, Uncle John's wife. So I was named Myrtle Alice. Aunt Mary's name was Mary Alice. And we moved. I don't know anything about it, for I was too small to know. And there was an old lady by the name of Myrtle Louise Cooper. So she added her name, Louise, and so I was Myrtle Alice Louise. So when I got married, why, I was Myrtle Alice Louise Flick Shanafeld. And so when Lace come along, why, Bob
Shouldn't
said,
give
"How
her
you
the
gonna
name."
name her?" And I said, Alice Ellen. Not after Alice McCauley. I don't like her. I said, I'm not naming her for Alice McCauley. I'm naming her for myself. And he didn't say anything then. And I said, but instead of Alice Ellen, if you don't like to call her Alice, why, you don't have to. We'll drop the I and add a Y and change the A and L and make it Lacey. So that's how she's been, Lacey.
Now you got that all down on tape, Paul?
yep.
There's so many times I've heard her say that, and I could never keep it in mind.
I always figured that it was a shortening of Alice E. You know,
Yeah.
Lace. You know, Alice E. A Lacey.
No.
Because it fits
It,
that way. Like how a child might say it.
We dropped the I and add a
Right.
Y.
Right.
Change the A and L.
Right.
And then we got Lacey left.
Perfect.
Hmm.
And so far as Bonnie was concerned, why, I wanted to name her Bonnie Adele. I I wanted to name her Adele, but Grandma Stover wanted Bonnie. That's how she got Bonnie.
Oh.
And so far as Kathleen was concerned, my mother liked the name Kathleen, so I named her Kathleen. And Carrie Kathleen was her name. Carrie was for Grandma Stover. And so far as Jimmy was concerned, why, Jimmy was named for Jim Stover
Uncle
and
Jim.
my brother.
And Eugene Bud.
Jim Stover was Bob's brother.
Right.
And so far as Bob was concerned, why, well, he was named for his dad, Robert, and for his granddad, Ed. So he was Eddie Bob to us. And now who did I leave
Roberta
out?
Lee and Donnie.
What?
Roberta Lee and Donnie.
Oh, yes, Roberta Lee. All right. Bob wanted a boy and didn't get her, so I named her Roberta. And so I said to him, I'll have a boy for you, yet if it kills me. And so the next one come was a boy, and so we called him Eddie Bob. And so far as Don was concerned, Don Chrisman was married to my sister, Catherine, and, well, we were just such good friends, that's all. And so we called him Don.
And Elmer was for
Don, and for Bob's,
sister.
Not
I mean brother.
yet.
Brother.
no, Bob's brother's, his second from the youngest.
How about Jean and Gay?
But
Jean and Gay? How did you name them? Aunt Jean?
oh, Dorothy Jean.
Oh, I
Uh,
suppose she's Dorothy.
Dorothy Jean. Ori's brother was married to Dorothy Henry, and she and I were very good friends. So we named her Dorothy, and I don't know, I guess I just liked the name Jean, and I went with it, and that was all I know.
Did
And
you
so
have
far
this
as
one the
Gay
right
was
way?
concerned,
Pretty much.
so far as Gay was concerned, why, I had named her Loretta for my mother.
Her real
And,
name's Loretta.
But
Her
Yeah.
real name is Loretta.
Yeah, but did you notice on her death thing it was Getty?
yes, well, she's always been known by that.
Mm-hmm.
She was Montague Loretta. Montague Loretta is what I named her. And when she was about, well, 3, pretty close, I think, why, Ori was working in the garden, and he got tired and shut down. And he was singing Darling Nellie Gray. And she came up and put her arms around his neck. And she said, why don't you call me your Darling Nellie Gay Gay? She couldn't say Gray. So that's why she got Gay.
Yeah. Kids that age have a hard time doing the blends.
But
The blends.
Grr.
BL, you know, the BLs, the SRs, the
Oh, I see.
SG, the whatever. Yeah, they're hard because Brittany has a hard time. She'll say swinging instead of swinging, and sing. And no, she's just singing okay.
but
I'm trying to think. A lot of the S words she has a hard time putting the SW, S school. You know, cool
Yes.
instead of school, and
oh well,
sleep.
She's in Minneapolis, though.
Yeah, she says Minneapolis.
And Jamie in Minneapolis.
Uh-huh.
I
She's
don't remember too much of not being able to talk plain. I stayed with my grandmother a lot, And of course she would help me straighten me out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to remember one thing in my grandmother. She wasn't as tall as I am, and she weighed over 200.
Wow. Wow.
And
Wow.
I just loved to get up and stand on her big fat knee and lay my head over on her hair.
Oh.
And I don't know. Somehow or the other, well, my mother had other children, and I just like to stay with Grandma because I got babied up more, you know.
Sure. Yeah, like Brittany. She's going to be like that too. Where do you want to have your birthday party, Brittany? At Omi's.
But
She wants to have her birthday party at my place. She
Yeah.
doesn't want to have it at home. She wants it at her Omi's.
So many nice
yes,
Paula and
when is her birthday?
Yeah, January 22nd.
Oh, well then she'll only just be,
3.
yeah. By the time she gets his brother or sister, huh?
Oh, yeah. So, we know it's going to be a sister.
Oh, you do?
It's gonna be is Amanda Lacey.
Oh,
Amanda Lace.
really?
well, why don't you guys tell Sherry? She's dying. to know.
Sherry
Oh,
knows.
we told her.
We
We told her to pretend she didn't know so she would drive you guys by.
Because I didn't know. I'm saying it's a boy, you know. I figured it's a boy.
Paula's carrying like a boy. I think. I think. But
What do you know?
yeah, the ultrasound says it's a girl. So.
Yes.
But
Oh, my.
Now that she's
Well-
gonna, don't show this to Paula.
Oh,
After,
she doesn't care.
She just doesn't
after I
want
got Bobby's
Oh,
boy,
okay.
why, it didn't make any difference to me what I had, just so that they were okay.
She wanted
Yeah.
a surprise.
Yeah, well, tell the story about how I was supposed to be a boy.
I don't remember.
Oh, thanks. You got so used to me you forgot, huh?
Yes.
About sending to Sears for boy clothes, and they said, sorry, we can't fill your order as...
Oh, yes. Yes, I had sent for a blue blanket.
Yes.
The pink one come. They were sorry they couldn't.
Fill the order as requested.
They just had switched it to a boy, but then you wore them. I don't know, right?
The pink one?
But
The pink one or the girl? Didn't they send me back a pink blanket? Didn't they send back a pink blanket instead of a blue one?
no, I never. They sent the wrong color in the first place, but I kept it, my dear. I didn't.
And
send-
what was the wrong color?
Well, the blue is for the boy and the pink for the girl, wasn't it? I
Right.
don't even
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah. Well, what did they send?
Well, they sent the opposite from what I.
From what I remember, you supposedly sent for a boy, the
Right.
blue,
I
and they
tried
sent you
to
back
do-
the girl, the pink.
Yes, yes.
Wow.
I sent, but then I didn't.
It worked
make a
out fine.
difference. Yes, one was just as warm as the other.
Mom likes blue.
Yes,
Win.
Yes,
She likes.
yes, I know.
and Brittany likes blue too.
That's you.
Oh yes, yes.
Just like her own.
Just like her, Omi. She
Oh.
likes blue.
Each
Brittany.
one of them, Paul,
Yeah.
because like I said, I've got to grind them before I eat them.
What a
Really?
shame. Yeah, I can imagine.
They stay good in that can now, the fresh
Oh
ones.
yeah. They generally do.
Well, what else can we get on tape?
I don't know.
Well, we should have gotten all that grandmother,
Oh
grandfather
yeah,
stuff
yeah, but
on tape.
I didn't want to
before.
miss it while you know what was going on, so
You should have done it.
I should have.
You ready to talk again about grandmas and grandpas?
It doesn't make any difference to me. Okay. What do you want to tell me? What do you want?
What you told us before, so it's on tape. About I was asking about my nationality.
You got French.
But
Grandma Rush. Okay.
and then which
her
ones
mother's
died?
mother.
Well, no,
and a
just
story
so
about
it's
that.
that story.
Yeah.
I don't want you to tell it.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying to Mom.
Okay, you tell her.
Okay. She wants to know. She wants it on tape.
Yes.
The story of your mother's mother coming across from Germany and all that stuff.
see.
on the boat. All that stuff all over again.
I see.
Okay?
No, why don't
So
you
the
take it
second time through, she wants you to just
You're not
talk
gonna let
about
her
it.
take a nap until she tells it. Is that it? Oh, I see how you are.
You're the one who keeps kicking me under the table.
I do not.
Yeah, you're telling me to tell her. I ask her.
What?
She's telling stories about me now.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well. I've had a lot of stories told about me. Some of them good and some wasn't.
Mhm.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead and tell the grandma and grandpa
But
story.
everybody is so kind to me, so they are. They really are. I've just got such good neighbors. And, well, I'm thankful for that, for if I didn't have one, I might be laying on the floor yet.
Oh, smart.
yeah.
Oh, my.
A week later.
Yes.
Yes.
And, well, my grandmother and grandfather Rush were both German, and they came over on the same boat, but they didn't know each other. And my grandmother,
Who was Leach? The
And
Leach family.
what year did they come over?
but
What year did they come over?
1853, and my grandmother was 50. Well, anyhow, I'll have to wait a bit. My grandmother was 1 year older. My grandfather was 3, I guess, when they came across. And Dad's people, which were the Rush, they came up to Reimer in Armstrong County, and my grandmother's people unloaded down at the Monongahela River, and my grandmother married down there, and she had a baby, and her man worked in the woods, and he got killed, and the little baby died by the time they had been married a year. And so when she was 19, she got wandered up to Reimer and married Granddad. And Uncle Joe had his leg taken off in the, Civil War. And Uncle Joe walked with a wooden leg, that's all. And one time he came over to our house, and Dad wanted him to build a fence. So, of course, Uncle Joe could build a fence as long as he had material there, you know. And he worked for a while, and he said to me, now they called me Money, would you get me a drink? So I took the old tin cup, and I went down to the spring, and I got him a drink. And when I came back again, why, he reached in his pocket and handed me out a penny. It said 1888. Well, that was the year my mother was born. So it's in my pocketbook in there somewhere.
Hmm.
Wow.
So, okay, and then about your dad's side of the family.
Oh yes, my grandmother on my dad's side of the family, she would,
Name names if you can.
what?
Name names.
Oh, all right, on the flick side. And, let's see, what was there? Her maiden name.
I don't know, but somebody's calling me by name outside.
Well, hurry back. Take your
Alright.
time going, but hurry back.
Oh, I've heard you say this before, so.
Yes.
But they haven't.
And,
Annie Patterson, is that the one you're talking about?
no,
No, that one's not it then.
no, I was thinking of my real grandmother's name.
Oh, okay.
Nichols.
Oh, okay.
Nichols. She was Mary Ellen Nichols.
Okay.
And she's the French-Irish mix.
Well, Irish and French. And anyhow, my grandmother needed the shovel one day, and my granddad had 5 or 6 little openings, coal mines, and he furnished the little towns around there with coal. He had a couple mules and a wagon, and that's what he hauled his coal with. But my grandmother needed a shovel. She was going to shovel in the garden. So she had no shovel. And my granddad and my dad were in one of the openings bringing out some coal. And so my grandmother sent Cleve over to get a shovel, and he didn't come back. Then she sent little Fern. She didn't come back. So she went herself, and she didn't come back. And Les, I think, was about 9 years old, and she went to hunt them. And so she went up to the opening where my dad and my granddad was working, and she said that Mum and Fern and Cleve was all laying down the bank sleeping. They'd got into white damp. And so they're all buried over at the little big church in Hayesville. And when we were over, just before I got hurt, Lace had her camera along, and we never thought to take the picture of the tombstone.
So, then continue on as to about your growing up and marrying Ori and, marrying Dad and that. Continue on.
Oh,
You're getting your life story.
well, my dad and mother was married in 1904, and I was born. Is that what you mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was born in 1906. Bill was born in 1909. Catherine was born in 1913. And then there was 2 little babies came 2 months too early. It was only 11 months apart, mine.
Wow.
And so they're buried over at Reimers Hill Graveyard where that schoolhouse is.
Okay, by your dad then, in that general
Huh?
area? With your dad?
Yes.
Okay.
And well, and where do you want me to go from
Well,
there?
how many other brothers and sisters after that?
After the 2 little babies.
Yeah.
Well, there was Bud when I was 19, and Ruth. No, Bud was born in 1919. That's
Okay.
what it was. And
Ruth is
Ruth
born.
in 1921, and Opal June in 1922. And they was just from January to, I guess January to, I don't know, it was just a little over a year apart anyhow.
Mm-hmm.
And so that makes me think. This morning I got a call from Washington State from Opal June.
Oh, really?
From who?
Opal June.
From her youngest sister.
My youngest sister.
Oh, you have a younger sister?
Well, yes.
How old is she?
Well,
I didn't know she had one out there yet. I thought that grandma was out there. That was it. Dead. She died
Well,
out there.
she went out there. My mother went out to Uncle Henry back,
1940 something.
yes. And my dad died in 28. And my mother,
What did she do for taking care of the kids in it? As far as help taking care of the kids?
well, my dad, they owned that little 6-acre farm there
Right.
in the house. And Uncle John just let her in the groceries or what Uncle John had the store. And
Oh, I
he just
see.
let her have it.
She
So
needed-
of course it ended up that Uncle John owned the place.
Mhm.
And then she went to out to Uncle Henry.
After the
And,
kids grew up.
what?
After the kids grew up,
Opal,
Oprah would have been like 20 in 1942. By that time, you were busy having your own slew of kids.
but
By that time, you were busy having your own slew of
Right.
kids.
But anyhow, after Ori died, why, Opal and Ruth was with me for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
And then
That was in 1930, right?
Opal got married, and,
32.
well, Ori had died in
32.
1932.
Yeah.
And Opal, oh no, Ruth went to work at Johnny Wiggins. That's how it was. And Opal was with me for a bit, and then our mother sent for her.
Mm.
So she went out to,
Yeah, because she would have only been
Washington
10
State.
years old when.
what,
She would have only been 10 years old whenever he
10
died.
or 11, yes. And Uncle John put her on, I took her down to Templeton. Uncle John put her on the train and shipped her out to my mother in Washington State.
Mm.
And then I didn't see her till, well, it was that picture 86 or whatever it was down at the, and by that time, of course, she had a big family of her own.
Mm.
And,
Yes. Okay, so when did you marry Ori and etc. then?
Oh, I had married Ori in 1923.
Okay.
I read Hill, Ori's brother. Well, there was John and Ori and Fat and Hill is the way they were. And Hill came in. They came in to get, well, they was working for the gas company and needed a place to stay for a couple of days. And there was Hill's pretty red hair. Well, I thought maybe I'll rock them some. But,
You out to put the make on a guy?
but,
Grandma, you went out to put the make on a guy?
Gonna ask him out? Were you
I
going to?
didn't hear what he
Were
said.
you going to ask him out?
Oh, no.
No, no.
Oh.
no.
But,
Rub clothes to him so he'd ask you out.
and yes, I left after the medical to ask me out. I didn't take any of them out. But Ori then, well, Hill and the boss came in to get a place to stay, and Ori lagged behind for some reason. I don't know why, but I got our pump was on the porch, and I took the water bucket and went out on the porch to get some water, and by that time, Ori had came down, and my mother says, "What does the other fellow look like?" I said, he's a great big tall fellow with blue eyes.
Mm.
And dear me, before he left, well, he had me dated up. So that was that.
Yeah.
Is Ori your dad?
No, Jean and
Robert.
Gaze. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I had been 16 in February, and I met Ori in, I think it was 29th of August, I'm not sure, but the 10th of September, on Bill's birthday, why
You
I
got
had
married.
my first date with him.
Oh,
date.
you were-
I was gonna
okay.
say, don't
Date.
get
I thought
married
you were got
already.
Well, you guys really
Well,
went
you really
fast
moved
back in
fast.
the days.
Yeah, really.
Huh?
They really moved out fast in
Yeah.
the days. First date took 2 weeks to get a date. Holy smoke!
So,
So then, after that,
I know some marriages that
Well,
haven't
I
lasted
went
that
with
long.
him about
That's true.
6 weeks, and he got me a wristwatch,
ooh,
and
High
before
spending.
long he come with a ring,
ooh,
Uh-oh.
and my dad, he really liked him. I think he wanted me to get him worse than I did. So,
So then when did you marry Ori then?
well, like I said, I had met him, or gone out with him on the 10th of September, and we was married the 24th day of April.
Okay.
mm.
Okay, and then continue on. Continue on.
Oh, she's 18.
Yeah.
Well, the 30th of
December.
Let her talk.
the 30th of December in 1923, I had just been married from April till December, and Gay came as 7 months.
Mm.
She was.
So
Wow.
like I said, and I'd called, named her Loretta Monavine, but then she changed the name.
And she was so little.
I'm sure 7 months.
Tell her how little.
Oh my goodness, whenever she was 3 weeks, 5 weeks old with all her clothes on, she weighed 3 pounds.
Wow.
Was she?
Gay was
Kept her
gay.
in an oven or something, didn't you?
But
You kept her warm in an oven or something?
no, my dear,
Oh,
the
well,
old
I thought it
pot-bellied-
was.
the old pot-bellied stove.
Oh, the old pot-bellied
Oh.
stove.
Yes.
Okay. I thought you stuck her in an oven.
I carried her around on a pillow, and then piled the rocking chair full of pillows and laid her on beside the pot-bellied stove.
And you had a natural childbirth, right?
What?
Natural childbirth.
Oh,
You didn't go to the
yes.
hospital or nothing.
No, she come before the before. Well, Mrs. Henry was there, but the doctor wasn't.
Mm.
The doctor said, "Now don't you plan too much for this baby. For these 7-month babies, seldom there's only 1/4 of them lives." I said, "Well, this will be one of the 1/4." So it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But mine, when she was 2 years old, she only weighed 18 pounds.
Oh.
Mm. My kids were 6 months and they weighed that.
Well, yes,
Well,
but I don't know. She just was slow
Mm-hmm.
growing. That's all.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay,
Then you had
continue.
Gray or Gay?
Gay.
Dorothy.
Yeah, Dorothy Jean was 6 years later, right?
Wow.
Yes,
You waited 6.
she was born in 30.
Okay.
She was born in May in 30,
Mm.
and Ori was supposed to have his tonsils out on the 27th day of July, 1932, and we went into town, and it was about 9, I guess. The doctor was coming up from Ellison, was coming up from Catania, Dr. Ellison, and he operates on tonsils in the Bethlehem, still on Wednesday, I think it was. And we got into town, and there we seen now Harold and Donald were Aunt Edie's boys,
Oh, okay.
and they were just about Bill's and my age.
Mm-hmm.
And my goodness, that Don's friend's sister came to me and she said, "Did you know that Don died?" And I said, "No, when?" "Well, other night he just took a bed and fell and died. He had something wrong with him, but I don't know what it was."
And he was one
And,
of them that was your age, you mean? He was one of them.
No, he was, Harold was my age, and Don was Bill's age.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I said, "Oh, Ori, don't go to the doctor this afternoon. I'm going to get down to the funeral home."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Just call it off."
Mm-hmm.
No, he said he come clear up from
Good
Katanning
tanning.
And so he said, "I'll be out of there by 2 o'clock. And we'll still go to the funeral." He was out of there by 2 o'clock, but was up in the,
Morgue.
yes.
Mm.
What did they do? Did they pump his stomach?
No, huh?
They,
Shot Novocaine, isn't it? Or something of that sort? Into his jugular?
no, when they went to shoot him to deaden the tonsils, they shot him the wrong place, is what the Sam Rice said.
But they got him into his jugular vein, wasn't it?
No, he just couldn't breathe.
Oh,
He
really?
was all swollen up.
Mm.
He reacted to the Novocaine.
And, so, the 29th of July, we had to bury him.
Mm. That is.
And, you know, I couldn't tell you, I never took a drink of whiskey. But when I was at his funeral, I passed out, and Ben Fox said, "Well, that makes me remember I have a bottle of whiskey at home." So Ben goes up from the Baptist church and gets a bottle of whiskey. And I don't know whether they gave me any or whether
not.
they just made me smell it.
Yeah.
I remember
Oh, yeah.
smelling it,
Oh,
that's all.
yeah, but wolf.
So,
Yeah, I wouldn't think they'd make you drink it because you don't give an unconscious person something to drink.
Well, they didn't know that then.
Yes.
So who knows?
Who knows? Okay, and your dad had died 2 years before that.
my dad had died in 1928.
Oh, 4 years before that.
And then my grandmother died. My dad had died in July 13th. And my grandmother died 28th of December.
Mm.
And anyhow,
Mm-hmm.
that was the way it was.
Yeah.
And when did you marry Mom's dad?
What'd you say?
When did you marry?
When and how did you meet Dad and, marry him? My dad.
Oh,
He was sitting in an apple tree, she's walking up the lane, and he whistled, "Hey, baby, how about a date? To an apple tour, originally she's apple?" And she says, "Okay."
Is that it?
no, but after we were married, he took her, I guess it was afterward, he said, well, I went in with Ori to the dentist and to ride in with him in the morning because Dr. Silvas came in the summertime when it was, light early, and I could ride in with Ori, and then I walked back out, and one day Bob seen me coming, and he was standing back of the apple tree, and he said, I said to myself, someday I'm going to have her. But he waited till after Ori and was dead for 3 years. And then he got
3 years.
What?
3 years. That's wow. Before he asked
And
you out.
but he was 8 years younger than I.
Oh.
Bob was.
Mm-hmm.
And he went to bed with me, and I said, well, Bob, my heart's down in the old Baptist graveyard. So, he hung around occasionally, and
And you got married.
And I was telling my cousin she was 9 years old, and she was like a little mother to me, you know. And she said, well, why don't you go ahead and marry Bob? For the rest of your little girls is going to be grown up, and you'll be all alone. So I guess it was kind of Ivy's advice that helped me marry Paul.
Mm. So you married him in what year and where at? And
Yes. Well, Alice Miller come to stay with me after Ori had died, and she was there from well.
Where was Alice Miller from?
Like I said, he died on the 29th of July, 1932, and I had neighbors just lived across the cow pasture, and Mrs. Fox came and stayed with me a couple of days. And then Nellie would come a couple of days, and they got me through the first couple of 3 weeks. And then Alice Miller came, and she was going with Ori's brother, and she was from Frogtown, and she just came and stayed for 18 months. And well, I don't know. I go along somehow, anyhow. And
back then they didn't have pensions.
Where was Frogtown?
what?
Where's Frogtown?
Frogtown was just across from Limestone,
Oh, okay.
of where they sell the green tractors, what do they call
Yeah,
it?
I know what you're talking about.
John Deere?
Yes,
That's where,
yes.
yeah, that's where the cops were sitting out there. Alright, no, I just wondered, because my mother's side is Miller's. That's what you said,
What?
Miller. My mother's side is Miller's.
His mother's maiden name was Miller.
Oh, I see. Well, I can't think of what Alice's dad's name was.
Oh, well, these are all Millers from over Cambria County.
That doesn't mean that some of them didn't fly over to Clarion.
That's true.
And they had to bury Alice just about a year ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, she had married a foreigner,
Mm-hmm.
Alice,
Right.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Dottie.
So she didn't marry Ori's brother then?
Oh, no, they quit shortly after Alice came to stay with me.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe...
Ori's brother got a girl named Lawsonham by that time.
Okay. So you were married to Dad then when?
23, 32.
On the 16th of December in 1936.
In Salamanca?
But,
In Salamanca, New York, you got married?
yes,
New
Yes.
York.
Yes.
yes.
That's just up the road.
That was the second time I was out of the state.
Oh.
The first time I went out of the state, I was, well, my dad was a miner, and a coal miner, and he had saved up $300, and that was a lot of money back then. And Uncle Lot wrote to him and wanted to come down and live in Texas because Uncle Lot had nobody else. Well, none of his family was down there. So Dad pulled up stakes and we went down to San Antonio. And We lived in a, well, it was an apartment, but you had to go up to it with steps on the outside of another building. And we were only there 3 weeks, and Dad didn't want to locate in San Antonio. The first night we were there, well, of course, we'd gone on train, and we finally did get into a restaurant. Everything about was closed, but they gave us something to eat, and we stayed in the restaurant that night. And then the next day, Dad handed us up an apartment, and but he didn't like San Antonio. He wanted to. We didn't get that picture off of the wall. Right out next to the outside was an old car, and the shelf. And so Dad hired a man to take us out
Right in front of you.
to some of the ground
That's it.
that was for sale around there. And so I got a ride out in an old, yes, that was like this house.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
And
Yep, they can take a picture.
Oh yeah, sure. See how it looks, Jenny.
It's really far away.
Hold on. No, you don't have to move it close.
oh, is that what you're going to do?
Ah, yeah, watch.
Oh, there you go. Oh, much better.
Yeah, it's just a hand-drawn picture, but
Okay.
Oh, nice.
So the car was like this, I take it, or what?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Only it had a back seat, but then it wasn't covered up or anything, you know. It was just a back seat back there. So you sat there, you didn't know, I know. And anyhow, my dad was setting up as the driver, and but Dad didn't like San Antonio. He made this little rhyme. Potatoes, they grow small down in Texas. Potatoes, wheat and skin and all down in Texas. That's the way they served them at the restaurant. And so anyhow, he didn't like San Antonio, and Grandma and Grandpa had gone out to Washington State the fall before for our Uncle Henry, and he decided that we were going to Washington State. So we went out and got on the boat at San Fran and went up to Seattle Sound. Uncle Henry lived right on the Sound. And
Pretty much.
did you ride on the streetcar in San
and my
Francisco?
mother, she got seasick, I remember that.
Oh,
Oh,
My
yeah?
dad had to take me up to his berth because she was sick. But anyhow, we got to Seattle, Washington,
Oh,
and we
man.
were there until June, and we all got, well, the rest of them, I don't know what about me, I was too young to remember, all got homesick for Pennsylvania. So we started across the mountains for Pennsylvania.
On the train again?
But
How did you get that?
on the train,
Okay, that's what I wanted to
and
know.
over the mountains and through the under the mountains.
Rockies.
Yes.
wow.
Okay, so you were in Salamanca, New York, getting married, and you were just there overnight, or what?
Just came back to where Dottie and John lived and stayed overnight. We didn't stay overnight in Salamanca.
Okay, Dottie and John Stover.
Yes.
Okay,
Dottie.
and they lived where?
Well, they lived in Bradford.
Oh, okay.
Bradford?
Yes.
Okay, that's right next door to Salamanca, New York.
What?
Bradford, Pennsylvania. That's right next door to Salamanca, New York. That's a line, New York line right there.
Well, anyhow, he worked there somewhere, and
Oh,
Yeah.
that's where we.
who Dad did or John? Okay,
John.
okay. And Dad worked where at this point?
Well, he wanted to get married in December because Jim had got him a job down in Allegheny, London.
Oh, okay.
And so he stayed some with Jim, and when it was fit, he came home, and until May the 4th, and then we moved down to, well,
May 4th of 37?
the May 4th, 1937, to Sarver Road
Okay.
from Food Court.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, well. You went. Huh?
What's wrong?
She's worried about the lady.
Spiders drives her crazy, and there's 3 little bugs up there. See?
Actually, two. One fell
They're
on the
beetles.
chair.
Well, she got plants in the house.
I
Those are
imagine-
ladybugs.
They were ladybugs.
Yes, ladybugs, yes. I didn't have so many, but some of my neighbors had dustpans full of those little ladybugs.
Do you want me to get them ladybugs?
No, they're good for
Oh,
the
it's
plants.
not there. There's nothing.
They're good for the plants.
Sure,
I
can
just
you
No,
see
we
that?
wanted-
You know, they're not like them spiders that's in your bedroom that come down when you're snoring at night and hang
Yes.
over your mouth.
Ah.
Huh? Or the
I
mouses,
just like
the nieces that's in your
Oh,
closet.
I always put I don't know. I have for years and years. Maybe it was because of my veal ear that I'd had one time, that I always take a towel to bed at night, and I just keep it put over my face, and
Just to make
so I
sure.
can see a little bit.
Just to make sure.
Okay, so 1937.
37.
When was Richard born?
Who's Richard?
The 17th day of May
Okay, I thought that was the
that
16th.
year,
Why did I think it was the 16th?
and Catherine died the 17th day of June in the same year.
Okay, and then you lived there, you and Gay and Jean, and lived there in
Yes.
Sarver Road,
Yes,
right?
and then we moved out to Sloan Farm,
Okay,
and
in 1930.
there where Robert Lee was born, and we moved back up to Leatherwood. We was homesick, and we moved back to Leatherwood, and Bobby was born there on Bill's birthday.
Okay. So, then you're up in the house in the hill, right?
Yes,
In Leatherwood.
uh,
And Dad was still working for Allegheny London.
yes,
And then, Jim was born on the hill in 1942, correct?
well, I just wait, I see.
January 14th.
January the 14th. Yes, it was up on the hill.
And Kathy was born.
Bobby had been born the 10th of September
Right.
up on the hill.
40.
And
Barley was born in 1939 down in
down Sloan.
Sloan Farm.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I hurried you up in 1945 so I could get down there and commence cleaning up that house.
To go down on the lower farm.
Yes.
So that's been her problem.
Oh.
I could figure out what the problem was with her. Now I know.
Yeah, well,
And,
1943, Kathy was born.
Kathy
In
was
July.
going up on top of the hill.
Right, right.
And that's one of the I think that was about the first time Grandma got mad at me. Christmas come,
Mm-hmm.
and June and Marcia's little boy,
Okay.
Donnie, he was sick. And
Sample?
she wanted us to come down to Annie's for Christmas dinner, and Martha was there by herself, and her aunt was a nurse. I guess she was about wore out too. And instead of me going down to Annie's for Christmas dinner, Bob took Roberta Lee and Bobby and Dorothy Jean and Gay took care of Jimmy. And I went down to help Marsh. And that's when little Donnie died on Christmas Day.
Mm.
And then, well,
Then when did you decide you wanted to go into farming?
Donnie died in Christmas, and then you were born in,
June.
yes, 27th day of June.
See, Paul? I told you it was the 27th.
But,
Paul's always telling me I'm born July 25th, June 29th. He doesn't
and
know.
He gets the average. He gets right.
then July, August 8th, Twyla's birthday is the same as Bonnie's.
Bonnie's. Mm-hmm.
So,
So as far as you were going into farming, what made you decide that?
What?
What made you decide to go into farming? You and Dad to go into farming. Up until this point, he was Allegheny Lebanon.
Yes.
You had very few cattle.
There was, when we, that was the old folk farm, and it hitched right onto the Stover farm,
Mm-hmm.
and so Bob wanted to buy it, and Grandpa Brown said that he didn't lend him the money, and he did. We got it paid off, and then we
And
bought.
who was Grandpa Brown?
What?
Who was Grandpa Brown?
Well, he was Alan Brown's.
He wasn't any grandpa of ours, though.
No, no.
Any relation? No
He was
relation.
just Grandpa Brown,
Okay.
and he
No
said,
around these parts.
I can walk.
and then Bob said that, well, he wanted to buy the little muscle place too. That was a small place, you know. So he bought that, and then he sold that to Henry later.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And so after Bob got hurt, and I was taking care of him, and taking care of a man with a broken back, and taking care of, had about 7 kids, and 18 hogs, and 500 chickens, and I think 5 sheep is all I had.
And we had goats too, didn't we, at that time? Or didn't we
What?
have goats at that time?
What?
We didn't have goats?
No,
It wasn't until we moved to Dayton.
that's right. When I moved to Dayton, and I got the goat for Kathleen on account of her not being able to keep everything down.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, when Grandma commenced lying around about me so bad, why, she wanted to see Kermit was going to be inducted into the circus.
Mm-hmm.
That's Annie Minnick's son.
Right.
And they needed and Maven Minnick was running the milk truck,
Right.
and they needed somebody there to run the second tractor. So they fixed things up so that they could get a hold of little Bob. And everybody all said that my kids was so obedient and everything, but they put it in his mind to do what they said, his pictures over there. And so he fought back when he was abusing Jim. Well, he was, he was just a little older than Jim. And one day I heard Jimmy crying, and here Bob had some corn stalks, when they just commenced to dry.
Mm-hmm.
And he was slapping Jim over the face with them. And of course, whenever I broke a peach limb off and went after Bob, he continued to fight back. And my dad said, if a kid fights back, give it to them double. So that's what I was doing. And Bob, of course, this was all set up, and he was looking out the window. And he already sent Roberta Lee over across the field to have his brother come over. So they come over. They took Bob up to the county lawyer, and the judge said, it looks to me like as if somebody cracked him a couple times with a buggy whip. And it was just a laid out mess, And the judge said to me, as soon as Bob goes to the rehabilitation center, you take the kids and get clear out of the county. Move away from her. That's what I did. I went to Dayton.
We have to go. That's it.
Yeah, no, we don't. Okay. Turn it off.
I don't know how.
I don't either.
Oh, start, stop.
That's it.
Did you have that on?
Oh,
Yes, we did.
We
You didn't know that?
No.
If it
Oh,
happens
you know it.
well.
Mm. Hmm.
Hi, don't do it anymore. Wait till I have makeup on and my hair
Wait.
done.
Until she looks beautiful.
That's right.
You're a woman. You'll never think you look beautiful.
Okay. But at least presentable. Right now I'm not even to be in public.
She's not presentable.
I'm not presentable, that's the word.
We want that door closed. It's cold.
Got some turkeys out there. You know that they know that we can't shoot them.